Hey guys, so today will be the second pour of the monster shrimp thing diorama. Um, but before we actually will begin pouring, I wanted to show you what I have at the moment on the mermaid. So basically, I finished her hair, put some hairspray on, on it basically. So now it's more stable, as you can see. So just to show you some results in it, basically. I still need some decorations, basically like bracelets and stuff like that. I'm working on them and I'll continue tomorrow. But since we need that second pour, since actually, thank you, since it's actually time, but before that, just let me remind you of the actual look, like the final look of the diorama. So what we had there is like a couple going on a date, and the man being curious about the water lily. So the monster's gonna get him. So what I'm saying is I'm really close to the end. Plus, it won't be just the pour, but I'll also add some fishes since I haven't before the first pour. Now I have an opportunity to add some fishes, and yeah, I've painted some. So yeah, the tail looks quite creepy. So I have some fishes. By the way, just to tell you that epoxy doesn't really get fully cured, fully dry in 2 days, but you can actually do the second pour. It's like some leftovers, just to show you. It also will help me out with gluing the fishes on the surface of this layer. We are located in Czech Republic. I thought I replied earlier. Well, anyway, I'm gonna begin gluing some fishes. This live stream might go a bit, might be a bit shorter is what I'm saying. So let's see. What I'm saying is also, since resin itself yet quite sticky, you can put some UV glue, like there's no actual, you see? Ooh. So you can put some UV glue. Yeah, thanks. On the surface, and I maybe even wouldn't use it, but I don't want to risk since fish can just go on the side or anything like that. Probably still would use the UV glue, just to make sure, basically. So let me just get some tweezers. Yeah, I think I'll make like a small group of 2 on one side and another group of 3 on the other. Maybe some like closer to the stones, I'd say. Just make sure that they're not like on the side or anything. Yeah, I guess. Ooh. I can always add a little bit of UV glue though. Let me do a quick check. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, sorry for the noise. Yeah, actually, there were quite a few bubbles after we just poured the first layer of epoxy because of sand. So basically, if you beforehand like don't add any actual like thin layer of epoxy first, basically with a brush or something like that, so really thin, but it helps you to oh it helps you with the bubbles actually a lot because sand loves it. No, I didn't put it in the fridge. I didn't put it in the fridge just, well, because we can pour a layer of like 10 centimeters. I wouldn't risk that. The probably the deepest was around 8.5, 8, something like that, with the capsule, with the spaceship diorama, the first layer. But with the second one, it turned out to be a bit bigger, like thicker. So we didn't risk and we put it in the fridge. With this one, that's why I was like in a hurry to basically begin this diorama before finishing the mermaid, even just because I wanted to do 2 pours in the case that it just won't boil, because the whole thickness of just one layer would be 11 centimeters, so it definitely would boil. Or we'd have to use like at least air conditioner or something like that, so the temperature in the room would be at least, I don't know, I'd say 5 degrees, and it's yet not a guarantee. Yeah, the UV light looks beautiful, really. So I have glued the first group of fishes. Now I have 2 more to add, probably closer to the monster on that side. I think it will look nice, although I will show you later on, just like more convenient for me. Will stay this way, at least like this. So actually, glass walls really help you in the case that you can light through them with UV light, with UV torch. So that's when you need glasses, when basically it's some like glossy, the glossy surface. So I don't really want to look there. Sorry, I didn't really get the question about the creation process from start to finish on the dioramas. Like, what are you interested in exactly? Like, can you direct it a bit so I get what do you want to know exactly? Oh no. Turned out that put it a bit too deep. And now epoxy just will stick to the tweezers it did. Oh, come on, let it go. Let it go. You know, it happens. As I said, the epoxy is not yet fully dry, fully cured, so it helps and it makes things a bit hard as well. But I guess fishes look fine now, and yeah, we can do the pour. Well, you first sand the cube. Sorry for the noise, yeah. You first have to sand it, then you polish the cube. Then you put some, like varnish, basically clear coat, and then you polish it. So, I mean, quite a bit. Depends. You can also leave it on the stage of clear coat, I'd say. So anyway, I think we'll begin pouring. Yeah, I'll leave it as it is now. And yeah, I will still stand up because I need to see where I pour it exactly. You know, when you do it on the wall, it's gonna be fine. Like the first layer is not gonna deform or anything. It's not as liquid, what I'm saying. It's always good when you have like, something that you can actually pour on. So it helps you with the bubbles as well. That's why we use some like sticks or anything we can find. Basically, that is the reason. Probably will need a bit more epoxy, geez. Looks like. Well, probably will mix a bit more after. I don't know how. When I mix like a full kilo, it wasn't enough. But I'd say yet I wanted to pour a bit less. Anyway, just because the diorama will be removed from here anyway, so I didn't want the water lily to get under it. Yeah, I definitely will need a bit more. Well, I'll mix it. It's fine. So yeah, that's what we have at the moment. Let me turn it to the side, even though it will be loud. Sorry for that. Just to show you. Yeah, there's a layer that you can, like the actual surface of the first layer that you can see, but it'll be fine. It depends, as we said earlier in the comments, that it depends on the angle that you actually take a photo of it from. Basically, yeah, that always will be, it always will be showable, is what I'm saying. yeah, so sorry. Well, anyway, I guess we'll be finishing now. Um, well, about the question. Oh, the brand. Sorry, the brand of epoxy. I'd say not really much of the matter for us to give you the brand because you will have to search for one in your country. So just as it is, just search for the actual like deep pour. Um, yeah, simple as that. And I just don't get the question. Like the lady in the original videos, yeah, it's more of a sentence. Um, there were different ladies in the videos, making dioramas. As I said earlier, we are workers, and we can have our own plan and everything. It's like it's a job. So basically, yeah, like the process of where. Oh, so anyway, this side of the diorama is a bit more, interesting, I'd say. You can see a bit more, and you can see the monster and the tail quite clear now. So I'll be probably waiting for 4 days or so before actually being able to take the walls off, since the full process takes this long and the epoxy gets dry for this long. So anyway, stay with me. Thank you for being here now, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.